at 5.
We continue to follow breaking news for you this evening. A fatal wreck on Interstate 16 eastbound, claiming the lives of 5 Georgia Southern nursing students and injuring others.
This video is from this morning, a very chaotic scene on I-16 right near U.S. Highway 280 in Bryan County. Our team has been covering this since it broke this morning. Our Daybreak team, the only station bringing you live coverage.
And we do have a team on this story. Our Alyssa Hyman continues to gather information on the crash from Interstate 16, while our Sean Evans is at Georgia Southern, where students and staff are learning now of this very sad news. He's talking to Georgia Southern officials right now, so we're going to get to him in just a minute. But first, we want to go to Alyssa.
Guys, this has been a tragic day. Very heartbreaking, as you said. 5 people killed, 3 injured, and as you just mentioned, most of them Georgia Southern students. Now, troopers had to shut down portions of I-16 from here, where we're at Highway 119, so they can continue their investigation to find out exactly what caused this very deadly crash. Now, I-16 eastbound traffic came to a complete halt this morning, a 7-vehicle crash that killed, like we said, 5 people and injured 3. At least one of those cars burst into flames. Helicopters landed to transport the injured to Memorial Hospital. Everything else became part of that massive investigation on the interstate, which backed up several large tractor trailers just stuck on the interstate for several hours. Some of them were just a few cars away from this wreck.
I mean, it was bad. I mean, I've never witnessed something like that before in my life.
No, I'm really heartbroken for the families. I can just imagine. You know, a phone call. They left for work this morning. They won't come home, and that's really a tragedy.
It is really a tragedy, and we're working to gather all types of information. Now, as you can see, 119, you can get onto the interstate from here. The roads are back open. They reopened on I-16 around 2 this afternoon, but that was after being closed for more than 8 hours today, so troopers can continue their investigation. Now, again, we have not been able to get the names of the people that were killed in this crash. Their troopers are trying to notify next of kin, and as soon as we get that information, we will, of course, get back to you. And coming up all new at 6, I did speak to a driver who was there just moments after that crash. He tried to get out and help, and you'll hear from him. Reporting live in Bryan County, Alyssa Hyman, WTOC News.
Well, our WTOC team has been out there from the time this story broke, giving you information online, through our website, and on social media. We also sent out several news alerts on the free WTOC News app, so if you have not done so already, make sure to download that to get the latest up-to-the-minute information. Now, just about 3 hours before that deadly wreck on I-16, another crash had shut down a portion of the road just a few miles away. A semi and a motorhome collided at about 2 o'clock this morning, but state troopers tell us they do not believe the wrecks had anything to do with one another. They just happened to be close. No one was injured in that wreck.
New details. The Center for Disease Control now saying that the listeria outbreak at Bluebell may have been going on since 2010. The CDC says tests are being done to see if 3 people who were infected with listeria between 2010 and 2012 are in fact related to the Bluebell outbreak now. But it is unclear if Bluebell knew about these illnesses at the time. So far, they have determined 10 illnesses are linked to the outbreak. Live at 5, Bluebell says return your ice cream and dairy products to the store where you purchased them. But do you need a receipt? Our Elizabeth Rollins has been hopping from store to store today, investigating the different protocols, and she's joining us now live from the Bi-Lo in Pooler. And Elizabeth, Bi-Lo says they will give you a refund without a receipt.
That's right. With or without your receipt, you can get a refund here at Bi-Lo. That also goes for places like Publix and Walmart. But I spoke to one man today who says he tried to get a refund at an IGA, and he said he had no luck.
It's really not even about the money. I just felt that my local store should stand up for their local customers.
Dale Canterbury says he bought this gallon of Bluebell banana split ice cream from the IGA in Guyton last week. But when Bluebell issued the voluntary recall, he tried to return it.
I called the store and they've denied me twice.
We were there when he tried to return the ice cream in person, but again, he was denied for the third time. We spoke to the store owner who says he's requiring his customers to bring a receipt if they want a full refund. The owner says he's yet to receive any direction from Bluebell about how the company wants independent grocery stores to financially handle the returns. Canterbury says the manager of the store told him
That's Bluebell's problem, not their problem, and how would they get their money back? And I told him I didn't really care how they would get their money back. I didn't want me or my son to get sick.
But at places like Walmart, Publix, Kroger, and Bi-Lo, they don't require a receipt. They say bring the product or the receipt or both, and you'll get a refund. Ironically, Canterbury used to work for Bluebell and says he commends the company for trying to keep folks safe, but wishes all the stores were able to accommodate customers who may have the recalled ice cream.
I think they're correcting the problem by pulling all the product out, but I think all the stores should pony up.
Now, the owner of IGA is telling customers, hold on to your ice cream for just a couple more days until they get more direction from Bluebell. We've got more information about this recall and where you can go on our news page at WTOC.com. For now, we're live in Pooler. Elizabeth Rollins, WTOC News.
All right, parents, what about schools? A spokesperson for the Georgia Department of Education said Tuesday that school districts are not required to get rid of the ice cream products from this voluntary recall, but representatives from some of Georgia's largest school systems, including DeKalb, Cobb, and Cherokee County, say that they have stopped serving Bluebell ice cream. The Savannah-Chatham County school system does not serve Bluebell. Live at 5, we want to know if you keep your receipts. We have asked this on our WTOC Facebook page, so be sure to log on, like us, and share what you do with your grocery receipts.
Well, live at 5, let's take a live look outside right now. This is through the eyes of our B&D Burgers downtown Skycam, checking out the Savannah River. Gorgeous day out there. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Weatherby.
And now we're going to start to add a few more clouds after we've had another gorgeous day. Watch, temperatures got a chance to warm up very nicely all the way up into the 80s. We're currently at 81 degrees right now, but we'll start to add more clouds and a little more humidity as we go through the night, though. Pleasant evening, 74 degrees at 7 o'clock, 69 by 9, 65 degrees when we see it tonight at 11 with a light southwest breeze. Those clouds could be a round of some thunderstorms. Not a big deal, but we'll watch that for tomorrow. I'll show you that with our First Alert forecast, and that's straight ahead.
First, breaking news from our First Alert desk.
Jody, this just in. The Burton Barbershop shooting suspect is now locked up and facing charges. This is 31-year-old Davin Ward you're seeing right here. Beaufort County Sheriff's deputies say on April 11th, he was involved in a shooting in the parking lot of a barbershop on Jennings Road. Officials determined Ward initiated the shooting. He was released from the hospital yesterday. The other person wounded is still in the hospital and right now is not charged. Ward faces a number of charges, including attempted murder. Back to you.
Live at 5, Savannah-Chatham police are looking for 2 men accused of an armed robbery. Police say a victim was walking from the bus station through Yamacraw Village about 8:30 last night when he was approached by 2 men. The 2 men then held a gun to the victim and demanded his money. If you have any information, please call police right away.
An emergency situation at Fort Benning has been resolved. According to their Facebook page, officials say that a soldier asked for help with a battery jump, misidentified part of the electrical system, and alerted police of a possible public safety issue. Officials closed the area, but they didn't find a threat. A building on post was evacuated, but they have since been able to go back inside.
Final details are being worked out as a deadline for the Iran nuclear deal deadline quickly approaches. And the DMV in South Carolina making some changes after a transgender teen puts up a fight in court. Live at 5, the transgender community is claiming victory in a dispute with the State Department of Motor Vehicles in South Carolina. A lot of you have been talking about this on the WTOC Facebook page. Teenager Chase Culpepper suing after not being allowed to take a license photo with makeup on. Will Whitson joins us now live to tell us about the settlement that was reached. Will?
Well, Mike, that lawsuit, it doesn't involve any damages or money between Culpepper and the South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles. Instead, Culpepper, who was told to, quote, look male when she went to the DMV last June. Culpepper is a transgender teen who identifies as a female. Her family filed a federal suit against the DMV, and Monday the 2 groups settled out of court. Now, according to that settlement, Culpepper gets first a formal apology from the department, and she's allowed to retake that photo how she wants, which means she can wear makeup. But the lawsuit settlement also implements policy changes for the department. First, anyone can take their driver's license photo how they, quote, appear regularly. That means that if a transgender individual wants to take a photo wearing makeup, they're allowed to do so. It also requires that DMV employees receive training on how to treat transgender individuals when they come into the department for a driver's license or any paperwork. And that has to be put in place within 2 weeks of this settlement being signed. Now, when I spoke with Culpepper earlier today, she said she had no idea that all this would stem from her visit to the DMV last June.
I had no idea that this would happen. I did not expect to go through that experience with the DMV, but I do believe, and I have been taught ever since I was little, that you should stand up for what you believe in.
Now, Culpepper says she hasn't set a date for when she's going to return to the DMV to get that photo taken, but she did say she's very excited about it. I also contacted the Department of Motor Vehicles to see if they want to comment on the settlement, and I was told that the state agency does not give any kind of statement regarding any litigation that it's involved in, past or present. I'm live here in Columbia. Will Whitson for the Raycom News Network.
Breaking now, we have just learned the names of those Georgia Southern students killed in that wreck this morning. Our Sean Evans is on campus, as we told you earlier, and he's joining us now live at 5.
Jody, that's right. Now, all of these students were students here at the College of Nursing here at Georgia Southern. We again have learned those names. They are Emily Clark of Powder Springs, Georgia, Morgan Bass of Leesburg, Georgia, Abby Deloach of Savannah, Georgia, Catherine McKay Pittman of Alpharetta, Georgia, and Caitlin Baggett of Millen, Georgia, all juniors here again with the Georgia Southern College of Nursing, all in their last days of clinical. So last day, I'm told, actually, this would be the last day that they would travel into Savannah to participate in those for the next 3 to 4 months. So again, a very heartbreaking tragedy here for the university. They just got out of a meeting here about an hour or so ago with faculty and other leaders here at the university that are helping them cope with this situation. Coming up at 6, you'll hear from some of those friends as well as the dean of students on how the university is moving forward after, again, such a heartbreaking tragedy. Reporting live in Statesboro, Sean Evans, WTOC News.
We were able to bring you that information with an alert on your mobile device. And please go to our Facebook page or our website, WTOC.com, again, for more information coming from Georgia Southern on the students involved in the wreck this morning. Well, the brother and stepfather of a Massachusetts Institute of Technology police officer killed by Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev have testified in a sentencing phase of the trial. Officer Sean Collier was shot to death by Tsarnaev and his brother Tamerlan as they tried to flee the Boston area 3 days after the bombings. Collier's stepfather testified Wednesday that Sean's mother was so distraught by his death she couldn't get out of bed for months. Right now, negotiations from the U.S., Iran, and Europe are meeting in negotiators are meeting in Vienna today in an effort to reach an agreement to curb Iran's nuclear program. The talks are expected to fine-tune the framework agreement reached earlier this month. Iran denies any interest in nuclear arms, but has agreed to reduce the capacity of nuclear programs that could be used to make such weapons. In exchange, it wants sanctions ended. The deadline for all the details is June 30th.
Taking a live look through the eyes of our WTOC Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa Skycam. Checking out the beach. Few people taking that nice stroll here on this Wednesday night. We'll have that first alert forecast with meteorologist John Weatherby straight ahead.